Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Wendy, I'm home.
I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Go to hell and take your friends with you!
Carbon Day! Huh? No!
Get off my plane.
Remember Solomon that promised to kill you last?
That's what made you did!
I lied.
Does feel like it's been a while.
What's this show called again? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Movies to Drink 2. We have another episode for you today. A departure today from Friday the 13th. We realised that all the films are the same, so every episode we were doing was kind of the same.
Yeah.
Plus, I think you had some trouble finding Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, it's when the rights troubles started, I think.
Yeah.
So Jason Goes to Hell, which wasn't allowed to be called Friday the 13th. Jason Goes to Hell. It was called was it the last Friday or something?
Oh, fuck knows.
Something
but
like
I think it's just called Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell, yeah.
But yeah, that's owned by New Line, I think,
Yeah.
not Paramount. So it's like Freddy versus Jason isn't called Friday the 13th, and obviously Jason X is not Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
so
and it's quite difficult to find on streaming in the UK for some reason. There's nowhere, and I didn't want to fucking pay for it anywhere.
No,
and I always have trouble streaming it.
So we're doing something I think we've been meaning to do for a while.
Yes.
And I think this might have been requested as well a couple of times. It's Under Siege from 1992.
I have to say, I'm surprised it's taken us this long to do a Steven Seagull film.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That's a good point, yeah. I've not seen many of his films. Because
I've seen a few.
I don't like Steven Seagal.
Me neither.
No. No time for that man whatsoever. But anyway, so let us begin. Under Siege from 1992, directed by Andrew Davis, who also directed The Fugitive, which is a good film.
Yeah.
It's the film he made after this. It's a
Yeah.
really good film. And he did The Guardian, which I think is a bit underrated. It's got Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher in it.
Oh, I've seen that.
The one about where they sea survival people. They jump out of helicopters and save people at sea.
Yeah, I have seen that, like once.
Yeah.
Ages ago.
Yeah, same. About 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Saw it once. I was like, that was really good. Never saw it again. Never thought of it
nobody
again.
even mentions it.
No. But yeah, it's good. Yeah. Anyway, this film stars Steven Seagal, Gary Busey. You want to talk about butter sausage? Tommy Lee Jones. And Erika Eleniak. Erika Eleniak of Baywatch fame.
Yes.
Yeah, she was one of them, wasn't she?
She was one of the Baywatch girls.
Yes. And she was in The Blob, which we also did. The 88 one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The plot of this film, beeth.
An ex-Navy SEAL turned cook is the only person who can stop a group of terrorists when they seize control of a US battleship.
So it's Die Hard on a boat.
Basically, yeah.
It's Die Hard.
As it's famously known.
So, I will say, I kind of like the poster for this. I don't know why. It's a strong poster.
But with just
His
Steven
face and then like the ship
and
at
then
the
the
bottom.
ship at the bottom. Yeah, it's
Simple.
no messing.
Yeah, simple and effective.
Yeah.
I like it. Yes, good. So our story begins with some generic army, military, American music, like the same music that's at the beginning of like The Rock and Air Force One. It's all like and the drums. It's like military stuff. Yeah. And we get some shots of the ocean and a big old ship, funnily enough. And on board, you've got the usual. You've got sailors doing their jobs,
Sailory things.
looking at radar
Yeah.
and other Navy stuff.
Singing shanties.
Yeah. Also, if you are familiar with like, naval stuff and nautical terminology, we're going to be butchering that for this whole episode because we don't know anything about it.
No. Not at all.
And you've got a young cadet who approaches Steven Seagal and he says, "Hey, where's your whites? The president is coming."
Yeah.
The whites are like their dress they call it their dress uniform. Yeah. And Steven Seagal explains that he's not going to see him, so he doesn't need to wear his whites. But then he does criticize the other dude for his uniform.
Yeah.
It's like,
This is all the dialogue for the next 10 minutes
Yeah.
is just about how Steven Seagal isn't in his whites.
Yeah.
Yeah, for ages.
But also criticising people like, do your button up.
Yeah.
You're in the Navy. You should be proud, son.
Yeah, she looks smart. Not me, though.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm in a vest.
I'm against the rules, but I still enforce them.
Yeah.
I'm an enigma.
Yeah, I'm that kind of fucking guy. Casey Ryback is Steven Seagal's character. I'm just going to refer to him as Steven Seagal, though.
Yeah, I think I have
Yeah.
in all my notes. Steve.
Steve.
I've got more
Fucking
like
Steve.
with friends.
We then cut over to some officers having a meeting, and Gary Busey is there, playing a naval officer.
Yeah, which straight away you're like, that doesn't make any
No.
sense.
How does that happen?
This is pre. Was it a helicopter accident he was in or something, or a motorbike accident?
I think this is post, isn't it?
I thought this was pre because like didn't he go like completely mental? After
No,
that?
I thought it was like this and what's the other one?
Predator 2.
Predator 2. He's definitely mental in Predator 2.
Yeah.
And what's the Point Break?
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong then. I thought it was this was all pre, and it was kind of because I thought his career kind of took a bit of a nosedive as well after the accident.
Let's have a look. It was in 1988. Severely injured in a motorcycle
Oh,
accident,
so it was.
which he was not wearing a helmet. His skull was fractured. He suffered from permanent brain damage.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, it doesn't seem as obvious. Like, I mean,
Probably got worse with age.
yeah,
But still, he's managed to make it up the ranks of the military to XO.
Yep.
Is his title? I don't know what that
I
means.
don't know what that
no.
means at all. Extra ordinary.
So, yeah, he's playing a naval officer. Then what I assume is the captain, he instructs Steven Seagal, who showed up, to get dressed into his dress whites, his uniform.
Yeah, we still haven't got past this.
And he mentions that he's going to go and see if he can get him in front of the president to meet him.
Yeah.
How would you like that, Steven Seagal? You can meet the president. The president, you can meet him. Officer Gary Busey, he doesn't think that this is a good idea. But basically, Steven Seagal, he doesn't have time to meet the president because he's got too much cooking to do.
He's got a bouillabaisse to make.
A what?
Or bouillabaisse? Bouillabaisse.
I think it's supposed to just be bolognese, but they call it something stupid.
Bouillabaisse is like it's like a seafood soup.
Right. Okay. I thought they were just being silly.
No,
Pronouncing
that's
things.
an actual
'Cause
thing.
later on, I'll get to it. There are some other words that are pronounced wrong. I'll just tell you. It's Gary Busey. For some reason, he says Hawaii.
Oh yeah, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah, I was Hawaii. Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah, it's really odd. But yeah, no, bouillabaisse, I don't know how to say it, but it's a thing. It's a seafood broth.
Well, that's what he's got to do.
Yeah.
So he gets to a pass to skip the ceremony and meeting the president. Not interested.
Yeah.
It's Bush. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
After Steven Seagal leaves, Officer Gary Busey asks the captain, "Why do you tolerate that clown? Just because he's a good cook?" And the captain's like, "Oh, he's more than just a good cook." End of
Gives a
scene.
damn good blowjob.
Yeah, so he's more than just a cook.
Yeah, it's hinted at.
Yeah.
And this goes completely over Creel's head and Gary Busey's head.
Yeah,
Like, he's just like,
No, he's just a cook.
yeah, he's just a cook. What's wrong
I
with
tried his buttered sausage. It's just a cook. Not a great one either. Anyway, the USS Missouri, which is the ship they're on, it arrives in Pearl Harbor. It's some kind of ceremony marking 50 years since the attack. If only Steven Seagal had been around then.
you? Yeah, none of that would have happened.
Yeah, no.
The Japanese would have been like, oh no, and gone, but just dip themselves into the sea.
Yeah. The ship is being decommissioned, and President Bush is there to do it, and it's actually Bush. Like, there's actually footage of
Yeah.
President Bush.
I mean,
it's
yeah.
not like Naked Gun when they've got someone pretending to be a world leader.
This event did actually happen. It was
Yeah.
a thing. He decommissioned and ordered all the nukes off of above sea vessels.
Yeah.
Not the below sea vessels,
They're
just the above ones.
Yeah, just if we want people to see our nukes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bush did actually do this, and so there's footage of it used in the film. The plan is, after the ceremony, the ship will sail to San Francisco to its final resting place. It's going to be like a museum, or just, one of them. Yeah,
Something like that.
or they're going to use it for tours to like reenact.
It's going to be a
Movies.
nightclub.
Yeah, maybe.
Vape shop.
Yeah. That's a weed shop in California. So they set sail for San Fran. Oh, and tomorrow, by the way, is the captain's birthday.
Yes.
And it would seem that some of the crew are organising a surprise party for him, which involves a helicopter full of people landing on the ship. But, obviously, this will be a bit of a challenge, as the captain has to give the all-clear on everything.
Yeah.
This is all Officer Gary Busey's plan. He's got the party's on its way. And in the party is Miss July 1989.
Yeah.
They're going to fly her in to entertain the troops, as it were.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And this Ensign Taylor they're like trying to convince this guy to break the rules, like and let the
Yes.
helicopter land. Which I also have a question about. I know that ship is big, but I'm pretty sure you can't land a helicopter on it without noticing, unless you're like well inside it. But even then, if you're the captain.
Well, this is the thing. They're trying to find a way to land a helicopter full of people and party poppers on the ship without the captain knowing.
Yeah.
And Officer Gary Busey he's very determined that this will go ahead despite everyone saying this is a bad idea. And also, we've got a skeleton crew and there's still nukes on board.
Yeah.
And he's just going to let who? Miss July 1980 and other,
Yeah.
the caterers, the party popper brigade,
Yeah.
the people with the party rings.
And Krill's going around going like, yeah, we're not going to have so much security.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, well, I'm angry about it, but okay.
Yeah. Also, why are the nukes still on there?
Because I guess they were coming off in San Francisco.
I guess.
But
Don't know.
surely, I don't know if Pearl Harbor's an active.
Yes.
Is it still an active?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, take them off there then.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
I
know.
don't know. Maybe they needed them, I don't know, mainland. I don't know. Anyway, down in the galley, some of the crew are having a dance, something that has never happened in any galley on board any ship ever. The mess hall, maybe.
Oh yeah, it's like a weird cafe, like galley.
Yeah.
Like,
They've got like the mess hall's slightly different, but they've got the galley, which is basically the kitchen.
Yeah.
With all the stuff on the boil.
Yeah,
And
I imagine like on
broth.
a battleship in the Navy, it's still quite regimented, but not
Yeah.
with Steven Seagal. in
Yeah, no,
charge.
it's a party.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
this guy turns up and he just makes him dance.
dance for me.
Real slow.
Yeah. While I stir my soup.
I didn't say stop.
But party pooper by the name of Ensign Taylor, he is showing up to ruin the fun, and Steven Seagal sasses him. There's a bit of sass back and
Yeah.
forth. Yeah, because Steven Seagal, I get that he's like the captain's mate, but
Yeah.
you don't have to be a dick. There's still rules to follow, man.
Yeah, and he like
Where's your fucking wife?
he's still technically a Navy man, like, and quite a functional one at one point. Like, just because he's a cook now. I mean, yeah, if that was real, like, you just like as soon as you gave any shit to like an officer above you.
Yeah.
But I think because he holds the rank of Chief Petty Officer, which I think outranks Ensign Taylor.
I don't know.
Like, I'm sure. Like, I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But yeah, because they keep like I read something like because they keep like if he's Chief Petty Officer, they have to refer to him as Chief, but they keep calling him like Mr. Ryback and
Casey.
Case. Yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, his official title is Chief.
Yeah. Steven Seagal runs a loose ship.
Yes, a loose kitchen. Anyway.
A loose kitchen, yeah. Steven Seagal is informed that the galley is to be cleared and he won't be cooking because dinner is being flown in from Hawaii. Steven Seagal is not happy about this as he is the only one that cooks for the captain. And they say, but this is a surprise party. The captain don't like surprises, neither do I.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of angst, a lot of drama, a lot of tension over a party, basically. Because I know,
a lot of
obviously,
testosterone.
yeah, we
in
know
the
shit's
room.
about to kick off. But at the end of the day, as far as we're concerned, at this point, all these characters just think it's a party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why are they getting? Bleh?
Yeah, and it's just like he's no wonder they don't want Steven Seagal around all the time if he's always on edge like that.
Yeah,
they're like,
so
do you want to
I'm
come
the
to
only
the
one
party?
that can feed him party rings.
Yeah. Do you want to come to our party? What do you mean by party?
Yeah. Are you serving shrimp wrapped in bacon? That's my thing.
I don't know what you're up to, guy.
There's also a target board in the galley that he throws knives at from time to time.
Yes.
Just so you know.
Not even kitchen knives. Proper, like, throwing knives.
Knives designed to kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, that's not
And
regular.
everyone's fine with
That's
this.
against regulation, goddammit!
When you work in a busy kitchen with that many people as well, you constantly have to walk around and go like behind, so you don't like bump into people. And he's lobbing knives across the...
Anyway, Officer Gary Busey goes to pay the captain a visit. The captain has got wind that Gary Busey is attempting to land a helicopter on the ship, and Busey kind of says, well, it was all the Admiral's idea, because, you know, he's a rank above you, and you've done such a great job of sailing around.
In peacetime.
Yeah. They've decided to fly in a party full of, a band and caterers and a stripper.
Yeah.
She was in a magazine. So, this bloody helicopter is finally on its way. Officer Gary Busey heads down to the galley, and there is a heated exchange, and Officer Gary Busey spits in Steven Seagal's soup, and a fight breaks out after Steven Seagal punches Officer Gary Busey in the face.
Yes.
Unsurprisingly, Steven Seagal is sent to the brig, or at least that's the plan, but apparently no one can be sent to the brig without the captain's signature. I don't know if that's true.
It seems like a weird...
Yeah, it seems odd.
Yeah, surely,
Yeah.
I mean, if you arrest somebody in the moment,
Yeah.
you can't just hang on to them, like, can you go and get the captain to sign this off?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we do with him?
So they lock him in the meat locker instead, which...
Again, has
probably-
never,
yeah, it's-
ever happened.
Yeah, probably a worse idea than sending someone to the brig, because that's, like, unofficial.
Yeah.
This is the Navy, remember? This is the armed forces. Everything's got to be all proper. Like, oh, fuck, chuck him in the meat locker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
lock
come
him
back
in.
from later.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Officer Gary Busey then explains to a new guy, there's like a newbie there,
Yeah.
a private, that Steven Seagal is a psychopath and he hates America. Or rather, he said, that guy's a psychopath and he hates America. The new guy is charged with guarding Steven Seagal, and he's been told to shoot him if he tries to escape from the meat locker, which isn't even locked properly. They've wedged it locked with like an ice pick or something, haven't they?
Pretty sure he can't get out. There's always one of these guys in almost every one of these films, like the new guy who's a bit nervous.
Yeah.
And you're like, how did he make it through basic training? Because he's just like, what do I have to do?
Which end goes bang?
Yeah.
Now the fun begins, though, as Tommy Lee Jones arrives on this helicopter along with Miss July 1989, the beautiful Erika Eleniak, whatever her name is. Tommy Lee Jones is dressed like Gigi Allen for some reason. So they are the entertainment for this party.
Tommy Lee Jones is the entertainment in this movie.
Yeah. Down in the like barracks or like the sleeping area, there's two sailors watching the movie Under Siege. There's a TV, like a monitor, in their room, which has footage of Miss July 1989 arriving on the deck. So someone is filming this and live streaming it to the monitors all across the ship.
Right.
This happens more than once in this film.
Yeah, there's a point later on when they go, just watch the monitors, which just seems like plot armor, really, just to get their point across.
No, wait, what? Yeah, there's monitors in like their little bunks,
Yeah.
which are just showing the film. They're like, whoa, look at her.
Yeah.
That's my future wife. No, it isn't, mate.
Like some of those monitors just there to show you what's going on around the ship at all times.
And also, you've just got one, like a camera crew dedicated to show everyone else what's going around. It's so stupid.
Just following people into the bog. Like, trying to take a shit.
So they're getting ready for this shindig. Tommy Lee Jones is the leader of the band that are playing, and the plan is that Miss July 1989 is going to jump out of a massive birthday cake and do her thing, her
Also,
performance.
O'Brien from Star Trek The Next Generation is accompanying them.
Oh, yeah.
Colin Meaney.
Yeah, he makes an appearance in my notes like right towards the end because he kind of does nothing.
Yeah, he's not really that important.
Yeah, he's
but-
basically like the Tommy Lee Jones's second.
Yeah.
And he's just stood next to him throughout most of this film.
Oh, yeah, he does not... Like, yeah, he just smokes cigarettes and
Drink some
wanders around,
champagne at some point. Yeah, it's totally weird. Meanwhile, down in the meat locker, Steven Seagal is trying to convince the new private to let him out. And it did actually make me laugh out loud, where he's like, come on, let me out. Hey, get my pies out of the oven. Because he's left his pies in there.
Yeah, it says it about 3 or 4 times.
Like, get my pies out of the oven. Back upstairs, Miss July 1989 has been given some seasickness pills because she wasn't feeling very well. And she's told to take 2, but she's very seasick, so she takes a shitload instead, which is
This is
stupid.
how people die,
Yeah.
Erica.
Yeah.
It's called
like 2.
overdosing.
Yeah, it's like a handful, fuck it. While Tommy Lee Jones and his band entertain the crowd. Bad Billy and the Bail Jumpers.
Yeah, right.
great
Tommy Lee
name.
Jones's role in this band is unclear.
He's kind of like the MC, I suppose, of the whole
I was
thing.
like, oh, he's the singer, and then another guy was singing,
Yeah.
and I was like, is he playing guitar? And he's not really. He's
plays
just all
harmonica.
through the songs. He's just saying shit.
Yeah, he plays harmonica a bit.
Yeah, it's like I have no musical talent, but
Yeah.
I want a band.
But yeah, but also keep in mind that the rest of the band are all like accomplished musicians. The drummer can drum.
Oh yeah.
The singer can sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all got talent, right?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Bad Billy and the Bell Jumpers. Yeah, there's a great name though. I'd watch Bad Billy and the Bell Jumpers.
Oh hell yeah.
The mess hall that they're playing in though is very small. But anyway, but there's food and everything. It seems like actually a pretty cool party.
Yeah.
Got
I'd go.
caterers. Yep. The captain hasn't arrived yet though.
No, he's still in his.
Yeah. And then some of the waiters head down to the engine room with food for the crew that are down there. Some of the very large, muscular waiters.
Yes.
The build of a henchman. All of these waiters.
Now, don't get me wrong, but I'm sure down in the engine rooms and everything else of these massive battleships, you have to be like. You're meant to be there. No one else can go in there unless you're authorized to be in there.
Yeah.
Not the waiters just wandering around would definitely be against.
Yeah, it's weird
protocol.
that the caterers just start wandering around the ship unaccompanied
just anywhere they
with just
want,
trays of food. Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's quite a small space. There's like a crew of like engineers and stuff, so there can't be a lot of space to waste. And then they're like, want some vol au vents?
Yeah. And they're all just like, thank you.
Fancy.
Yeah, look at this. A catering service. It's just like alarms going off in the background. Steam.
This has never happened before.
Back upstairs, Tommy Lee Jones introduces Miss July 1989, but it's actually just Gary Busey in drag for some reason.
Yeah.
Dancing around, rubbing his massive fake breasts on anyone near him.
I feel like this wasn't in the original screenplay.
I kind of feel like this too. Considering everything we know about this character so far, this is very uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah, all of us. Yeah, I think Gary Busey requested this.
He looks terrifying.
Oh yeah, it's honestly frightening. It's I've lost sleep last night.
Then Gary, he leaves the party, thank God, to go get the captain. And back down in the galley, Steven Seagull is still trying to convince the newbie guard to let him out when a fire starts in the kitchen because he didn't get the pies out of the oven like he told him. There's a lot of smoke, but no fire alarm goes off.
No, nothing.
No, on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think that would...
Instantly
Yeah.
send some kind of warning. Fire! Like, I'm pretty sure like a fire on a ship is one of the scariest things you can have because there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, if you're out at sea, like with nowhere to run.
Yeah.
Like, the last thing you want is the kitchen catching fire.
Like fire's a big deal on ships, but
Yeah.
no, it's fine. Smoke alarms, I don't know. Maybe Steven Seagal just pulled the batteries out. They were doing that beep.
Yeah. Rather than change them,
He
just took it off.
Yeah, because he just does. Because remember, he runs a loose ship.
Yeah.
Back in the mess hall, Tommy Lee Jones stops the band as a mid-performance, and he asks for the highest-ranking officer in the room. So some guy stands up. He's the operations officer, third in command. I'm assuming after the captain and Officer Gary Busey.
The vice captain.
Yeah. And anyway, Tommy Lee Jones, he pulls out a gun and he shoots him right in the fucking head. And then all the muscular waiters pull out automatic rifles, which I guess they were hiding in the food. and all
They
the
make
musicians,
guns out of vol au vents.
Yeah, it turns out this whole like party planning committee, they're all bad guys.
Yeah.
So like, it just so happens they can also like play drums and
I know.
sing and cook.
Yeah, and where have they stashed it? I mean, I can get past the drummer maybe having a gun stashed in his drum kit.
Yeah.
But no one else. Like, where were these guns?
Yeah, where did they get all these guns? How did they?
These guns are like this big.
Yeah, they're like full on, machine guns.
Semi-automatic, yeah.
And so where did they? How did they get them all from the How did they get them all on the helicopter?
Yeah.
And then from the helicopter, snuck out like in the food, in the guitar, in the I don't know, along with all the other equipment and all the catering equipment and all of the like the music equipment and all that.
It's like the waiters all of a sudden are like, "Can you just hold this tray for a sec?" There we go. Now you're in trouble. Also, this is wildly unsanitary.
Yeah, how they got all these fucking guns, not
Yeah, it
only
makes
on
no
the
sense.
on the ship, but past everyone. Impressive.
It makes zero sense.
Meanwhile, Officer Gary Busey has shot the captain. He's gone up and he's killed him.
Yeah, I mean, he terrified the life out of him just before by going, "I'm your date tonight."
I'm
Dressed like a nightmare fuel version of like Mrs. Brown from Mrs. Brown's Boys.
The muscular waiters in the engine room take control, and basically Bad Billy and the bell jumpers are taking over the ship. The gunshots are heard down in the galley, but the newbie private just decides that maybe I just ignore it.
Yeah, just no, that's definitely not
It's like
guns.
Steven Seagull being like, "That was gunshots."
Yeah.
Call somebody. Nah.
No, Casey.
Yeah. No, I
You
don't want to.
big kidder.
Yeah. I thought you ran a loose ship. Who gives a fuck? All of the crew are moved down into like, no, it's not the brig, what they call it, the forecastle. It's like the front, but the bottom of the ship. The bottom of the ship at the front.
Front bottom.
Forecastle.
The front bottom.
The front bottom. The front bottoms. Great band. So they're in the front bottom. Anyway, Gary Busey, he gets changed back into his officer's uniform. Why did he ever get out of it? Why?
I know. Yeah, it adds nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's just completely unnecessary. But it's
He's like, this was the only way.
Yeah.
I had to, you see. It's like, I don't think you did, Gary. You literally could have just not done that.
I bet you would like the deleted scenes. He kept bringing it up, like, you know what I've done for this mission? I dress like a woman. Like, no one asked you to, Gary.
They've probably done it like in fucking like in post or something. Where it's just like, when's my big scene coming up? The one where I've got really big boobs. Is that happening? Like, maybe later, Gary. Like, oh,
It was written in his contract.
yeah. For some reason, the bridge is one of the last places they take over, and apparently the sailors on the bridge never heard any of the gunfire.
No,
because
not
I'm
at
sure
all.
if they had, they would have, I don't know, maybe sent out a distress call.
No, they do nothing.
Yeah, no,
Nothing
maybe
at
they
all.
chose to ignore it as well. It's a loose ship.
Also, one of their crew turns up that looks a lot like Heinrich Himmler.
Oh yeah, the scary Nazi scientist. Yeah, Mr. Pitt. He joins the terrorist. Where he was the whole time, just waiting on the helicopter. I guess.
No idea.
Is it time for me to come out yet?
Oh, this is another, like, as they take over the ship, people start abseiling down the ship. Why?
Yeah, they abseil like down to the bridge, whilst,
Yeah.
but also at the same time, some other people just walk in the door.
Yeah, there's stairs. Like, they're just like, couldn't waste a second. So we abseiled down.
And they're like their partners in crime are walking through the door like, oh, we got her at the same time.
Yeah.
It's made,
There's people who took the stairs are already there as they swing in and go, ha, not a second wasted.
well, to make sure they didn't escape out the windows.
It's so unnecessary.
But yeah, then the scary looking Nazi scientist, Mr. Pitt is his name. He just appears like, hello.
Yeah.
And he's there to do evil stuff.
Yeah.
Also, but the last place that they take over is like the communication room with all of the radar, and you'd think that'd be the first.
Yeah, because that's communications. Like, that's basically, like, you need to shut that down straight away so they can't, like, message out to somebody. But
No.
they're like, nah, we'll do that last.
We'll do that. But yeah, lucky for them, it just works.
Yeah, it's fine. Everyone in there is deaf
Yeah.
for some reason. Like,
They can only hear ping, radar noises.
yeah, they can't hear a damn thing.
Back down in the galley, newbie private finally opens the meat locker and he informs Steven Seagull, I might go call somebody about those gunshots.
Oh yeah.
And back in the communications room, Tommy Lee Jones is cutting up a slab of meat.
Yeah, which I guess was in the mess hall.
Yeah, but he's
I
just
was
got
has
like
he been to the kitchen?
he's just got this. I suppose he bought it with him because they were catering themselves, weren't they? So he's just got this huge slab of, I think, like beef.
It looks like beef.
Yeah, and just cutting chunks off and throwing it to guys like fucking dogs
Yeah.
or something. He's just eating it. It's such a it's like, why? Get a plate. And like the chunk of the cut of meat's just sat on like a radar screen. It's like cut it up. Private Doofus downstairs. He calls Officer Gary Busey to ask about the gunshots, and apparently, in all the excitement, Gary Busey forgot all about Steven Seagull and the meat locker.
But also,
Oh
they're like,
God, I forgot about him.
like, where are these guys? They're in the kitchen. They're going, that's an unsecured area.
Yeah.
And they have access to the entire ship.
Yeah.
What?
Why didn't you secure it then?
Yeah. If it has access, surely that's an important area. If you can get anywhere in the ship.
Surely you can get anywhere in the ship from anywhere in the ship.
I would, if you abseil.
Apart from like the brig or the front bottom where they're all locked in. They weld them in, don't they? They weld the door shut.
They do that with quite a few doors for some reason, which seems like a fire hazard.
Well, yeah, but it's I guess it's to secure the ship, but they just don't do that to the galley.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, we didn't weld that door shut.
Also, considering Steven did punch Gary in the face not that long ago, you'd think he'd remember.
Yeah.
Like
he's just like, oh, damn. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones sends 2 of his men to relieve Deputy Doofus and take care of the cook. So the 2 men arrive and they kill Deputy Doofus very easily because he's a moron. They're just like, get down on your knees. Like, yeah, all right.
I could not stop laughing at this bit because these 2 guys turn up and one of them is like the tiniest terrorist you've ever seen. The one that does the talking is shorter than me. He's like 5 foot nothing, like at all. And he's like, get down on your knees. And the kid gets down on his knees. He goes, I said, get down. He's like, I have. He's just like, he's really small. Like most of this army that they've got, that Tommy Lee Jones has got together, looks like weird uncles from weddings and stuff. There's just some really odd people.
Yeah, so they've killed Deputy Doofus. Yeah, they open up the meat locker and just start blasting. They shoot all the food.
These are professionals as well. Even before they go, because Colin O'Brien's like, "Oh, go," because I have nothing else to do in this film, and he's like, "No." He's like, "Those
you just
guys
have to stand next to me."
Yeah, he's like, I don't want you to get killed because something will happen. But he's like, "No, these guys are professionals. They can handle a cook." And they go in there, like, they open the door and just like. Fucking milk, eggs going everywhere. These are professionals.
Surprise, fuckface!
Yeah. Just radioing up. We murdered all of the bread.
But did you get the cook? The cook? Oh. So they go into the meat locker, but Steven Seagull, of course, is hiding in the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah, because this meat locker has like a duct, I guess, that runs through. Yeah,
their vent or something,
which he can fit in, of course. And he jumps down, he knocks them out, and then he locks them in. Aha! The bad guys, they shoot their way out though. But Steven Seagull, now he's being all sneaky around the galley, and he kills one of them by throwing a knife into his throat, and the other one he kills with hand-to-hand combat. Ka-cha!
Yeah, he kills the short one with the knife to the throat, so I'm guessing he threw an underarm.
He then gets some stuff and he leaves the galley, but not before planting some kind of bomb in the microwave. Get used to this. Yeah. Steven, he's really good at MacGyvering shit.
That's exactly what I put in the notes. Steve MacGyver's another bomb.
Yeah, so he's put this thing in a mug into a microwave and set it so that when it pings, that will act as the detonator.
Yeah, it's like a scouring pad and some vinegar.
And some baking soda.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And he puts it in the oven for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, the microwave. Yeah, puts it in the microwave for about 4 hours or something. Yeah.
He sets it, but it just doesn't make any sense.
No, not even slightly.
Yeah, like it's not gonna I just can't even bother to explain how stupid this is. It's like the temperature's going to rise and rise and rise, and then it gets to a certain point. And if it does, like, there's only a certain maximum amount of heat in the microwave, and it reaches that not before the bing.
Yeah,
it's just fucking stupid.
Anyway. There's a lot. I mean, I was going to wait until we get to the point where it becomes important, but at one point when they finally do walk into the kitchen, no one hears.
Back in the radar room, the bad guys hear that an F-18, that's a fighter jet, has been scrambled and is heading towards them for some reason. Who called this?
Yeah, I know. Like, as far as we're aware, nobody knows that anything's going on.
Yeah.
And they say, they're coming to check on the helicopter. What?
Yeah. Doesn't make... Yeah. Anyway, there's a jet on the way for some reason with some good old American fighter pilot in it, just doing his job. Steven Seagull, now he's now got guns, by the way. And he heads to the captain's room to find him dead.
Yeah.
And he covers him in his dress uniform.
You can tell he's upset by his complete lack of emotion.
He's such a bad actor. It's really horrendous. This is arguably like his biggest and best film.
Yeah.
And he's dreadful in it.
Yeah, he's awful. He covers him up with the jacket, doesn't he? And they do that whole thing where they like sort of zoom in, slowly do a slow zoom on his face, but not a complete zoom, just a bit, so you can see how angry he is.
Yeah.
His face doesn't change
No,
like,
it
at
doesn't.
all. There's nothing there.
There's some more of that dun-dun-dun, music. Anyway, the bad guys, they shoot the F-18 out of the sky with like a minigun that they've got on the side. The evil scientist controls all the weapons. And Officer Gary Busey says, "Welcome to the revolution!" It is a bit unclear at this stage what the plan is or even their motivation.
Yeah.
We're kind of about to find out.
Yeah.
But so they've blown up this F-18 with a minigun that the evil Nazi scientist controls because he's got all the buttons of all the weapons. Over on land, in some kind of military HQ place, the War Room, I guess.
It's the war room from Doctor Strangelove.
Basically. It is revealed, because they know about it now, somehow, it is revealed that Bad Billy is actually named William Stanix.
Yes.
And Tommy Lee Jones, Bad Billy, he calls into the war room, and basically he's a disgruntled ex-employee of the CIA.
Yes.
He was working on something called Operation Cleopatra until it was cancelled by some guy called Tom Breaker, who's there in the room. And by all sounds of things, is a bit of a piece of shit. But spoilers, does not get his comeuppance.
No.
At the end of the film, he still has a job.
Yeah, it's alluded to like at quite a few points that Breaker is a scumbag.
Yeah.
Like, and has something more to worry about.
He tried to have Tommy Lee Jones killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also like there's a line later on, and you're like, There's a few things that don't make sense later
and
on.
never kind of followed through.
Yeah.
But yeah, he still never really says what his plans are, Tommy Lee Jones. Anyway, after the call, the evil Nazi scientist fires a rocket and blows up a satellite relay station, which I guess is nearby.
I assume it's in Hawaii.
Hawaii. Or some island in the Pacific, yeah. So they can't watch them anymore.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to blind us. Like, I'm sure
There's a lot of mumbo jumbo, really.
Yeah.
But they've blown up a relay
so
station.
your entire satellite relay is focused in on one point.
Yeah, I guess.
In the world. That's just stupid.
Then they make the decision in the war room to wake up the president. Oh, he's going to be cranky.
Yeah, and I was like, I honestly thought that Bush was going to get a role in this. I was like, I don't remember President Bush being in this. But yeah, let's go wake up the president. Not that he does anything.
No. It's literally, I think, the last time he's mentioned in this film.
Yeah.
They don't say, like, he's on the phone or he comes down. He's just never mentioned again.
So wake up the president, but he's reading to some children at a school.
That was his son. Meanwhile, on the ship, the bad guys seem to be constructing something. More on that later. Steven Seagull, remember him? He's found his way into the mess hall where it all kicked off. Remember? And he's also found the giant birthday cake. And sure enough, Miss July, 1989, pops out at this moment to perform her striptease routine. But unfortunately, Steven Seagull stops her.
Yeah. Like,
Damn it.
if there's any more reason to dislike Steven Seagal in this film, it's that bit.
I swear this is the bit that, like, everyone remembers from this film.
Yeah, it's the only bit everyone remembers.
It's kind of, because I was talking to somebody last night who was, say, I guess your age, and they were a bit older. They remembers this more vividly when it came out.
Yeah.
And it was saying like Erika, what's her name? Eleniak. It's like she was pretty much the reason people went to see it.
The only
and
reason.
that cake scene is like quite iconic.
Yeah.
It lasts like seconds.
Yeah.
It's
it's over like within literally seconds.
It's like, thanks, Stephen. You fucking prick. She explains to Steven Seagal that she's been asleep in there the entire time.
Yeah, in the cake.
Yeah. That begs the question, why did they bring her along?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Why did they bring her? They could have just got like any woman that worked for them, maybe, to
Yeah.
just like pose as like the stripper.
No, but they went all out.
They went all
paid
out.
this woman's fee.
Yeah, got like an actual like published model,
Yeah.
like a famous person,
Yeah.
to paid her agent all this money to bring her along,
And then just knock her
just
out.
to drug her
Yeah.
and leave her in a cake, and then just forget about her.
Well, it was the 90s.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any. Like, why did they go to all this trouble?
Yeah, it makes no sense
No.
at all. It's just plot armor. Like, it's just to get Erika Eleniak
In the film.
in the film.
Yeah, with her tits out.
Yeah.
Fair play. Steven Seagull explains that he's a ship's cook, and Miss July 1989 says, "We're gonna die." Because he very much plays down the fact that he's not just a cook.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just a cook.
Yeah.
I'm just a cook.
Just a lowly cook.
Yeah,
He says at one
just a
point.
lowly. Just in case, I suppose if he fucks up, he's like, well, I did say I'm just
yeah.
a cook. Yeah.
You got. Yeah, if he starts boasting about how highly trained he is and they die.
Yeah. It's gonna be- Back in the war room, it was revealed that Tommy Lee Jones is something of an expert at infiltrating and taking control of shit. In fact, last year he was sent to North Korea to take control of a French submarine that the North Koreans were repurposing and sink it. And they are positive that he sank it. We then cut to the very sub he was supposed to sink in the water, which is now crewed by French people and heading in towards the ship.
Technically, it is sunk.
Good point.
If sunk means underwater.
Yeah. But I also know that North Korea bought this old French sub and its crew,
I guess so, yeah.
because they're all.
The captain's like Russian. Or
I think the captain's French, but a lot of the crew are Italian.
Italian, yeah.
But apparently-
This one's called Luigi.
One is called Luigi. Gary Busey is not very tolerant of his inability to speak English later on in the film.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so the North Koreans bought a sub along with the crew, and then Tommy Lee Jones stole it along with the crew.
Yeah. Just convince them to come along.
Yeah. It's like, well, we go where the sub goes.
Yeah. We're kind of a package deal. But, yeah, that makes no sense either. Also, there's a line in the war room that I enjoy where one of the people turns around and he says to that breaker, he goes, I just want to know how he got our battleship. And I was like, that's deliberate. That's a reference to the game.
Tommy Lee Jones then gets word that the men he sent to kill Steven Seagal have gone silent. Meanwhile, Steven Seagal, he puts Miss July 1989 into a locker. Just because he's like, just stay in there.
Get in there, nerd.
Yeah. And she makes a lot of noise because she doesn't like being alone, even though she just spent the last couple of hours inside of a cake by herself.
Sleep in a cake with barely any air.
Yeah.
Like, a locker should be nothing.
So he decides he's going to take her with him and give her a gun.
Yeah. And he starts explaining to her how the gun works. And I'm like, that's your training.
Yeah. And the whole time she's like, I don't like guns.
Yeah, I don't want to kill people.
It's like, she's clearly not listening.
Yeah.
He's like,
She's
nope,
like,
take this. You're American, goddammit.
Yeah, you should know.
Do your
It
job.
should be like, as soon as you're born,
Yeah.
you should know how to pull a trigger.
It's your duty to shoot shit.
Yeah. She's like, I've got 2 rules. I don't date musicians and I won't kill people. I think she fucks up the line as well. She goes, I've got 1 rule about killing people. In fact, I've got 2 rules. One's I don't date musicians. So that's nothing to do with killing people. The second is I don't kill people. You've mangled the fuck out of that and they kept it in.
Down in the galley, or up in the galley, I don't fucking know.
Wherever it is. It's pretty central. It's
Yeah.
got access to everywhere.
Yeah, in the middle. Tommy Lee Jones finds his dead men and he says, this is the work of a professional. Officer Gary Busey insists that Steven Seagal is just a cook.
Yeah.
That is butter sausage. Meanwhile, they're arguing. And when they're arguing, this is when the bomb, remember the bomb he left in the microwave? Ding!
Like an hour ago,
Goes
yeah.
off, yeah. He timed that just right.
Yeah.
And it goes
Lucky
off.
they were in there.
Yeah, it kills like a couple of henchmen. Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey, they're fine though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really good time. Back in the war room, they're planning on sending in the SEALs, as in the Navy SEAls, not actual
SEALs.
Yeah. So they're going to send in SEAL Team 6 or 5, I don't fucking know. This is the only plan that they have that doesn't involve blowing up the ship and killing all the hostages.
Yeah.
They've literally got one idea.
Yeah, and then they're like, otherwise, everyone dies.
Yeah, basically. It's like, have we thought of any? It's like, nope, this is the only one we got. Like, have you thought of another one, though? Nope, this is the only. Yeah, but have you, like, say, put that one aside and maybe started thinking of a new one? Nope. we got this one
We came
idea.
up with 2 plans. 2 is the magic number. Any more than 2 is a waste of time.
We send in a SEAL team, or we murder them all ourselves.
We blow the whole thing up with nukes on board.
Yeah, and everything. It'll be fine. Hundreds of people dead. Never mind.
Yeah. How many SEALs are we sending? Just the one group.
Yeah. We got one team.
Yeah. That's all the SEALs we've got left.
Yeah, are they the only ones available?
Yeah. The rest are away on leave.
Yeah. They're in the Seychelles.
In Hawaii.
Hawaii. Officer Gary Busey, meanwhile, he has found Steven Seagal's record, and he discovers that he is not just a cook, he's an ex-Navy SEAL.
What?
Fuck. What?
I did not see that coming.
Tommy Lee Jones is not impressed. It's just like, I told you to fucking look for everyone. It's like, well, I couldn't get this one. It was in the captain's locker. I don't know why you went all cockney then. But
it's also the point where, apart from Erika Eleniak's tits, there's the one line that everyone remembers, which is, the goddamn cook's a seal! Which O'Brien gets to say. That's his big moment.
so yeah, it turns out he's not just a cook. Like the captain said, he is an ex-Navy SEAL, which means he's basically indestructible because they're the best of the best of the best.
Yeah, they start listing all his skills and
his medals. And
like he's an expert in martial arts, explosives, weapons, tactics, bronze swimming badge. Good, he's good with knots. Cooks a great Bouillabaisse.
Got a cycling proficiency test.
Can run 100 meters in 4.5 days.
He's got an HGV license and a forklift license. There's nothing he can't do. Survival at sea, lifeguard, he's everything.
Just earned his camping badge.
Meanwhile, Miss July 1989 is with Steven Seagal, and she's complaining that she's having to carry shit because he's not that strong, apparently.
Yeah, this is such a weird joke. It's like,
he makes her carry all the stuff.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Don't you believe in women's lib?" And she's like, "Only when it benefits me."
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. And also, he's carrying one gun, and he's obviously the super muscular guy. He's just making this woman.
She's like a pack mule.
Yeah,
just guns going up ladders with everything. I mean, it's impressive.
And Tommy Lee Jones, he gives an order over the radio to all of his men to basically just avoid Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
They're just like, just don't go near him.
Yeah, if you see a guy
just go the other way.
Yeah.
Pretend you didn't see him. Fucking run.
Weirdly,
jump off the ship.
He looks a lot like some of the people we've hired.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be hard to tell.
Yeah. But if you see, but yeah, he's just like, what is it? I don't know what he says. He's just like, there's a guy, or we gotta fly in the ointment, avoid him, do not engage. And they're like, all right, what does he look like? What does he look like?
Nothing.
We don't know what he looks like.
Also, he's like, go to the other frequency.
So that he can't hear us.
Yeah.
Even though he's probably heard me say that. Yeah. And he's just like, oh, I'll have to go to the other frequency then.
So there's A or B.
Yeah. He's talking to him on A. He tells them all to go to B. And Steven Seagal listening in on A. He goes, well, I guess I'll go to B.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss July 1989 is also now looking very fashionable with a backwards hat. Very 90s. Yes, very good. Oh, and also it started raining a lot, really heavy rain. Anyway, in the next scene, Steven Seagal makes his way onto the ship's deck, and it's not raining.
Because it's tomorrow now?
I don't know, but still night. It's so stupid. And then he trips up a bad guy, and then he kung fu chops him in the neck, which kills him, just like in real life.
Yeah, he literally hi-yahs him.
Yeah. Judo chop.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's so fucking stupid. We then get this big wide shot of the ship, and as mentioned, there's a lot of construction going on. They're kind of building and welding and cutting these big girders.
Yeah.
Where'd they come from?
Again,
how'd they get them
snuck them on?
Yeah. where did they come from? This helicopter isn't that fucking big they landed on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe they were brought... Is the sub there at this point?
No,
it's not.
No,
so yeah, they've snuck these girders in. So there's a load of blokes walked in with them stuffed in the arms of their shirts. Oh no, it's a medical condition.
Maybe they were in the food as well.
Yeah. Who's this guy? He's tall.
Just still.
Clang, clang, clang.
Just wobbles over. Whoa! Stupid. Oh dear. Steven Seagull then, I think he climbs... Fucking eyes are watering. Crying. He climbs into a lifeboat or something and he sets up some kind of satellite phone. He MacGyvers a phone, like a satellite phone. And cut to the war room. There's some dudes. There's these guys in the war room. It's like, hey, do you know Steven Seagull? I was like, Steven Seagull? Oh, the awesome in everything he does. Navy SEAL turned cook. Yeah, I know him. Gosh, I wish we had him on this mission. It's like, well, I got some news for you.
Yeah, it's such a weird, inorganic conversation.
Yeah. He's on the phone right now. What?
Yeah, Steven Seagull. Wish we had him here. Why are you bringing him up?
Yeah, because. Dial it. Okay, do it now. Dial it. When I give you the signal, dial him in.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's like, this is Steven Seagull. Everyone's like, oh, shit! Steven Seagull then tells the war room that there's 30 dudes here, and Officer Gary Busey is with them. I'm not sure how he knows that.
Yeah, at this point...
The last interaction he had with him was when he punched him in the face, and he's been locked.
And it's been Tommy Lee Jones is the one doing all the...
Yeah, talking
Talking.
on the radio.
Mm.
I don't think he actually has...
Oh, maybe Erika Eleniak told him. Oh no, how does she know? She's been with him since you woke up.
Yeah.
And I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way he actually would know that Gary Busey is one of the bad guys. But he just doesn't like him.
Yeah, so he just he
throws him under
know.
the bus.
Yeah.
He could be dead for all he knows.
This is all Commander Grill's doing.
Yeah. I know it was him because he's a bastard.
Yeah.
Exactly, this is exactly the sort of thing he'd bloody do. Trust me, it was him.
It's like on the internet when somebody's guilty for no reason at all. It's just like, yeah, it's definitely him because I hate him.
Look at his face.
I always knew he was a wrong'un.
Yeah, and he dresses as a woman. He's a paedophile.
Always going on about buttered sausage.
Yeah. So, I don't think they've had any interaction. Anyway, back on the ship, on the deck, Miss July 1989, Steven Seagull, they see the helicopter that they came in on. And she's like, can you find that thing? He's like, of course I can.
Yeah. Stupid woman.
Yeah. Fucking Steven Seagull. Of course
I've just told you I'm a cook.
Yeah. Of course I can fly it. And she's like, oh, great, we can go then. He's like, no, let's not. He can't fly it. He's full of shit. Like, we could leave right now. Yeah, but let's not. Just, maybe later.
Yeah. that would be the obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
So
we're not going to do it.
Yeah, because they'll suspect it.
Yeah. Anyway, here's a gun. Make sure you kill some people with it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tommy Lee Jones and Officer Gary Busey, they're fighting about with the nukes. And basically, they're going to offload them, I guess, onto the sub. They've got floating around somewhere. It's on its way, the sub. And they're going to sell them.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Steal the nukes, sell them.
And he goes, Tommy Lee Jones is like, what are you going to do with the 200 million in your bank? He goes, I'm going to buy the presidency. Lots of things wrong with that. 200 million isn't that much money. No. It certainly won't buy a presidency. Maybe of a small war-torn country somewhere, like you might be able to buy a dictatorship with 200 million, but certainly not America.
Yeah. And even, also you're Gary Busey, but then again, they did vote for Trump, so...
Yeah, there's no...
Stranger things have happened in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, Steven Seagull is setting another bomb to go off at just the right time. This time, it's to blow up the helicopter so he doesn't have to prove he can't fly it. And he does a Die Hard off the side of the ship.
Yeah, again, why?
Yeah, don't know. So he blows up the helicopter so that they can't leave, even though, ships move. It's not
Yeah,
like they're stuck
they're
on it.
on a vehicle.
Yeah, it's not like it's a building.
Now they're stuck with me.
And it makes no sense. But yeah, remember in Die Hard when the roof explodes and he
Yeah.
jumps off the edge with
Through
the
the window.
Yeah, so Steven Seagal does that, blowing up the helicopter and jumps off the edge of the ship.
And just hits the boat.
Yeah, bang, he's dead. Skull fractured, falls in the water, drowns. No, he's fine. But yeah, why?
Yeah.
Why'd you do this?
It makes no sense. It doesn't seem to benefit anyone. Like,
Yeah.
or impede
No.
anyone.
After the explosion, a bad guy has found Miss July 1989, but Steven Seagal, he saves her by killing a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then running off and setting a grenade just so on the door, so that when the pursuers open the door that he ran through, it blows up and kills them.
Yep.
He's just so good with
That
explosives.
good. Yeah, like his luck is like
Yeah.
like mutant power level.
Yeah, he can manipulate explosives like you'll blow up when I tell you to.
Not a second before.
No,
or
like
after.
yeah, no, these things are extremely fucking volatile or anything like that. It's just like balances a grenade on a latch, like yep, that'll do.
The bomb whisperer.
The bad guys, they've had enough of Steven Seagal, and I don't blame them. But Officer Gary Busey, he's got a plan. His plan is to flood the front bottom. You know where all the hostages are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
crew in there.
Yep, they're all being held down there, so he's going to flood it using the ship's sprinkler system, which, despite all of the fire and explosions, is yet to go off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we're going to drown with the sprinkler system. Are you sure this boat's got one?
Yeah. I feel like something would have gone off by now. I've not even heard an alarm.
Also, it's a hell of a fucking sprinkler system. They turn it off, it's like...
So the idea is you have to drown all of the hostages, and Steven Seagal will go and basically they think Steven Seagal will kill himself trying to save them.
Yeah.
It's not
No. And
tight
they're all
plan.
like self-congratulatory. Like
Yeah.
it's the best plan they've
Yeah,
ever
like
come
that's
up with.
amazing.
I mean, this plan hinges on a lot of what ifs.
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
like Casey Ryback was like, I don't like those guys.
Yeah. What if he's already off the ship?
Yeah. What if he's dead?
Yeah. He could have killed himself by dropping a fucking grenade or something. Also, where did he get all these grenades from?
Yeah.
So they activate the sprinkler system, which doesn't so much as sprinkle water, it more kind of dumps it in large volumes into the front bottom.
Which seems like a dangerous thing to have on a ship.
Yeah, like it's going to fill up real quick.
Yeah, I know.
And then the front of the ship's just going to listen.
Yeah.
It's going to sink.
I know you don't want to have a fire, but also filling the boat with water seems like a bad idea.
Sure enough, Steven Seagal, he's somewhere else in the ship, and he hears tapping. Hello. It's from the hostages. It's Morse code, and it's saying like "help."
Yeah, it's the SOS.
Is that you, Steven Seagal?
Yeah. Hi, Stephen. We're trapped in the room next door. Can you possibly get that propane?
Yeah. So he finds a blowtorch and goggles from nowhere,
I know when he puts the goggles on.
and he starts.
It's just like these were just here.
And he starts opening the door to, I think, like, was it the engine room or like one other room that
It's like a little office.
yeah, that some of the crew are sealed in. So when they sealed them in with the blowtorches, they just left all their stuff there by the door and walked off.
So we're done here.
Yeah, it's like
No more
Yeah.
welding.
Steven Seagal's like, and they left the goggles. Oh, cool. So how long would it take to get through that door?
I mean, a while.
Yeah,
I mean, and even welding it shut would be a job in itself.
Yeah.
I think, like, because those doors are like thick.
Yeah. Anyway, he gets in. And he gives them all guns because he's got all the guns. Like, here's a gun. He wants a gun.
He
Anyone
just
want a gun?
takes them off of Erika Eleniak
Yeah.
and just gives them.
Yeah, I've got this fucking pack mule with me. Just go see her. Get what you want. Somewhere. And he starts. Then he starts like tripping breakers or doing some electrical shit, which disables their weapons.
They unplug the weapons.
Yeah.
Literally, they're like, that should do it.
Yeah. He goes, yeah. So this will disable their weapon system, but in about half an hour.
Yeah.
Why? Why? He literally says in about 30 minutes. Like, so you've done it, but it's not going to work. They're still active.
That's not how electricity
Yeah.
works.
You've tripped all the breakers. You've unplugged shit, which all happens to be in this fucking room.
Once the circuit is broken, that's it.
No, they still got half an hour of like the
The last
electricity
bit
in
of
the
electricity to go,
traveling through the. fucking stupid as hell. At this point, Officer Gary Busey, he gets on the PA system and he addresses Steven Seagull. And he's like, oh, he is a bad guy. I knew it. I knew it was you little bastard.
Can't get it past me.
Yeah, so he addresses Steven Seagal, and he advises him to watch the monitors that happen to be in the room he's in so that he can see all of the other hostages drowning. Because, again, there's monitors everywhere, just showing the movie they're watching. Although, actually, you do see, when they open up the hatch at the top of the front bottom,
Yeah.
one of the bad guys is carrying a camera.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Because they've got camcorders on board for filming everything.
Yeah, the documentary crew are still
so
like,
we can all...
we'll film every set. Their lives like filling up with water. It's all pandemonium. They're like, film to the death.
So weird. So Steven Seagal and the guys he's just saved, they go to save them. And even Miss July 1989, she's now sort of like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. She's very up for it.
Oh, well, one of them's like trying to get out of it. It's like, oh no, I just do laundry or something.
Yeah.
Steven goes, but you're in the Navy, man. And then he's like, oh, and then he goes, I'll look after Miss July, and she's like,
I'd rather go and die.
Yeah, I'd rather go and die. And then he's like, oh, like looking at a gun, and she just loads it in front of him because she knows how to load guns now.
She's so comfortable around them. Yeah. So the team set about MacGyvering stuff and chucking bombs here and there, and they turn the water off. And Steven Seagal, or one of his team, his new sort of little team is assembled. One of them gets shot.
Yeah.
But no one cares.
But yeah, they don't seem to.
Yeah,
really.
they're just out having this gunfight in a corridor.
There is a bit
But also MacGyvering stuff left, right, and centre.
The laundry guy and Erika Eleniak are trying to help him, and the laundry guy's going, breathe, and she goes, listen to him.
What did you say? I said, listen to him. Oh, sorry, what did you say? Breathe? Oh, I forgot.
You know when she tells this story, I saved a guy.
Yeah.
Like, a guy told him to breathe, and I made sure he listened.
Are you listening to him? No, I'm not listening to you, because you're talking at me. What do you want? Oh, yeah, breathing. Fuck. It's a bit hard. I got a fucking hole in my neck. Yeah. Breathe harder. At this point, the ship drops anchor. And then, for some reason, Miss July 1989, she calls the war room in the middle of an ongoing gunfight. Or do they call her? I think maybe they call her. On the satellite phone, he MacGyvered.
And they're like, is Steven Seagal there?
Yeah.
She's like, he's a bit busy.
Yeah. She passes the phone to Steven Seagal, and they inform him that SEAL Team 6, or 5, or 8, or 9, they're on the way. And after the call, the Admiral in the war room says the understatement of the century when he turns to his partner and he says, we got a lot of trouble on that ship.
Yeah, like they've just joined the film.
Yeah. Fuck, what's going on here? Oh my God.
I didn't think it would get this bad.
They had guns. Who is terrorists? They got guns and shit. I thought they were just a band. I've got their CD. The gunfight on the ship continues in ridiculous fashion. Dual-wielding Uzis, dual-wielding with arms crossed, wielding fucking Uzis. It's so. At one point, there's like an old fat dude just firing an Uzi with one hand, like yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's bizarre. Like, just none of these guys, like in this highly trained army, have had any training whatsoever. It's like most of them don't even seem to look. They're like looking at the gun. Like,
is it? Yeah, it was the crossed fists.
Yeah,
like the crossed arms, double wielding fucking Uzis. Steven Seagal's just shit. Like, why are you doing that? You twat. You fucking bellend. Look how cool I am.
At one point, he runs and fires it behind him as he runs. Like, well, that's going to just shot the wall up next to you.
Oh, man. Miss July 1989, she's involved. She's all of a sudden quite gun-ho. She's all a bit like, you want to live forever?
Follow me, man.
Yeah, everyone's like, fucking hell. Steven Seagal's like, come, wind your neck in, woman. And also, Steven Seagal kills a guy by dropping a girder on him. Because remember all the girders,
a guy to death.
All these fucking metal girders that they've brought on board from nowhere. Anyway, he makes his way to the room where they're making and cutting all of these girders. Basically, they're making some kind of rail system to remove the nukes, which is fucking stupid. Like, they obviously got them on the ship somehow.
Yeah, apparently they're building some sort of crane.
Yeah, they're building a crane and some sort of rail system to remove the nukes. But like, I mean, how did they get them on the ship?
I imagine in the port, in the harbour, there
So-
was probably some sort of... Because they're only... If they're nukes, it's not like they're going to replenish them.
No.
Like, they're like last resort.
Yeah, but I just don't understand what the rails are all about. Like, there must be rails there already to get them on and off, right?
Well, I was under the impression that they were getting the missiles onto the sub.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that happens. I don't know.
They
It
kind of split them up. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
They take some. Anyway.
It's weird.
Anyway, yeah, he kills a bunch of guys with a knife. I say kills. Some he just sort of maims in the girder making room.
She's lucky they had on this ship, to be fair.
Anyway, SEAL Team 6 or 5, I don't fucking know. They're on their way. Meanwhile, Tommy Lee Jones is in the communications room negotiating the sale of the nukes. He's selling them some French people.
Yeah.
Okay. The evil Nazi scientist, he goes to shoot down SEAL Team 6 that are on their way. He goes to shoot them out of the sky, but nothing's working. Because remember,
Yep.
they did that thing
The
earlier.
electricity is running out.
It's finally run out now. It's been half an hour. So Tommy Lee Jones calls the sub that they've got on their way. It's in the water nearby, and he gets them to blow up the SEAL team. Womp womp.
Oh, yeah, is this the point where he's like, what's happening? And he goes, I don't know what they've done, but they're cleverer than me.
Oh,
All they did was unplug shit.
I think that's soon, yeah.
Just completely... Just throw yourself under the bus. I know nothing. I didn't know you could plug things in.
Oh, dear. So, yeah, the SEAL team, they're on their way to save the day. They're all fucking dead.
Yeah.
Because somebody on the sub, it surfaced and he had a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, done.
I mean, I'm quite a fan of the way that you spend a bit of time in the helicopter with them and they're like badass and setting up their guns and stuff and like
Dead. All gone. News of this reaches the war room and they're like, well, we tried our best.
Well,
Blow them all up.
plan B.
Yep. Kill everybody. Oh, well, never mind. And there, Tommy Lee Jones, he discovers more dead men. And this is when he asks Dahmer. Yeah, by the way, Dahmer is O'Brien?
O'Brien is Dahmer.
Yeah,
Dahmer.
Whatever his name is. The Irish one. He asks him, why didn't he hire Steven Seagull to fight for them? It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah. But he wouldn't, because he's just too much of a good guy. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the ship, Steven Seagull is taking some missiles apart. Again, just MacGyvering shit. Oh, and the sub is now docked alongside the ship.
Yes.
And they're loading what I assume is some of the nukes on
Yeah.
board, but not all. All right.
There's like one being carried across.
Yeah. Steven Seagull then climbs down the anchor chain into the water wearing totally different clothes. He's now got like swimwear on. He's
Yeah,
got-
one of those like
masks.
balaclava things.
Yeah. As he's swimming alongside the sub, O'Brien spots him. And then the sub crew starts shooting at him. Obviously, they all miss.
Yeah.
But he does chuck a bomb onto the sub into, like, I don't know, one of the bits.
They start trying to like hooker duck him, didn't they?
Yes, they do.
They've got like those grappling hooks.
Yeah.
And then one comes out and it's just got like a bit of his like
Clothing.
swimming costume
Yeah.
on. And they're like, like the Ewoks at the end of Return of the Jedi. Like, it's like fucking, it's just like.
But then O'Brien's are like, careful, he may have set a bomb.
Yeah.
And then 2 seconds later, the bomb goes off. He doesn't do much.
I knew it!
Yeah.
I knew he'd set a bomb.
And Steven Seagull is now injured because he got hooked from one of the grappling hooks.
Oh, yeah.
He climbs back onto the ship, only to be greeted by O'Brien, who goes to shoot him. He's got Steven Seagull dead to rights, basically.
Yeah.
But he's got to do a little speech first.
Of course.
But then he's shot in the back himself by Miss July 1989, who's now a cold-blooded killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No qualms whatsoever. Just killed it. And it's also a really unspectacular death for O'Brien. Like, he's literally like, says a bit, and then he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And she's just stood there. And then she goes to help him up, and he goes, next you'll be dating musicians.
Because that thing you said earlier that made no sense.
Yeah.
She's like, I know, right?
Next you'll be dating musicians. That's how you do it. That's how you deliver the line, Erika.
So the sub is now damaged from the bomb and they can't submerge, but Officer Gary Busey reckons he can fix it by shouting at people that can't speak English.
Yeah.
Like a
And stamping on it a bit.
like a boomer abroad.
Yeah.
Back in the communications/weapons firing room, nothing is working. And the evil Nazi scientist, he's just like, well, you see, I can't fix this because I'm just not as smart as the good guys. Tommy Lee Jones is not impressed. It's just like, are you fucking serious? But they're just better than me.
Yeah, you know, like, we should just quit.
Yeah. All of the technology I use is from the 1940s. I can build you a gas chamber, but we do not have these nuclear weapons. At this point, Steven Seagal's team, they emerge on the deck of the ship. And while the sub is now got Gary Busey on it, shouting at people as it's kind of making its way away, but not submerging. And the team of good guys, they're going to blow it up with big old Navy guns that are on the ship, even though it's loaded with nukes. But they do mention that it won't blow up the nukes. Yeah. Yeah. They have to get that in. Back on the ship.
That's not how it works, as he says. That's it. Yeah. And then they take, like, what must be ages to set up these bombs.
Yeah, well, they've got
missiles.
So, hang on quickly. Back on the ship, the evil Nazi scientist, he's fixed everything now.
Right, yeah, everything's working. He's plugged it all back in.
Yes. So Steven Seagal and his team are preparing to fire on the sub, right? So the big fucking guns on the front of the ship, that's what they're going to use.
The one
to,
with, one of them's got Cher sat on it.
Yeah.
If I could turn back time.
They're going to fire on the sub. They're getting all this stuff and these missiles ready, unnoticed. Like,
yeah, unchallenged completely. Like, nobody's looking for them.
Yeah. they've just got this whole bit of the ship to themselves.
Yeah.
No one's looking for them. No one was guarding these missiles.
These massive guns.
Yeah. Everyone's just like, yeah, so they just get on with it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of luck.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
And it does take them a while.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Like, forever. And, like, apparently the sub is just like, just meandering away.
Yeah, because it still can't submerge because Luigi doesn't speak English. Yeah. He doesn't know what Gary Busey's saying. So they fire on the sub and they blow it up, killing the whole crew and Officer Gary Busey. And again, so no one has stopped them.
Yeah, Gary does not get a fun death. It's just kind of a nothing death as well.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones has had a bit of a meltdown after witnessing this, and he decides to fire off some tomahawks to Honolulu. Tomahawks are the nukes.
Yes.
So there were some nukes still left on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's just gone, fuck you, and he fires off a couple of nukes towards Honolulu, which is in Hawaii. News of this reaches the war room, and the jets are scrambled from Pearl Harbor to intercept. Steven Seagal decides to kill a load more people, and I guess on his way to get Tommy Lee Jones. And then he even roadhouses a guy.
He does. He rips out his throat.
Yeah, with his bare hands. It's pretty cool.
That's exactly what I wrote. Steve roadhouses a guy.
Yeah, he rips out and goes, Roadhouse.
Yeah.
He eventually makes his way to the communications room, but Tommy Lee Jones sneaks up on him with a gun. And it turns out they know each other.
Yeah, it makes no sense because I know you, don't I? And
like, I do believe you do.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. We met once. Anyway, no time.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones tells him to take a seat and watch the end of the world. Because remember, everything's on fucking being televised on all these monitors,
all the
including
monitors,
the nukes.
There's a guy sat on one of the nukes with the camera.
Shares next to him.
It's just filming it. If I could do it.
So he invites him to watch the end of the world, or the end of Honolulu at least. Because remember, everything's being filmed. They talk some jive at each other.
Yeah.
But then Steven Seagal kicks the gun out of Tommy Lee Jones's hands, and now we've got a knife fight on our hands.
Yeah.
Yep. The cook versus Tommy Lee Jones. Until they're fighting hand to hand. Oh, they're doing that whole thing where they're holding the knife the other way to look all cool.
Which doesn't neither looks comfortable or practical.
No, maybe I don't know. I don't know anything about knife fighting.
No, not at all.
But this is the cool, this is kung fu way. Wow.
Yeah, it's like fighting with really small swords, like ching 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 ching.
Yeah, there's lots of ching ching ching, ching ching ching.
Ha ha! Ching ching ching. So weird.
Steven Seagal then pulls Tommy Lee Jones's eye out. with his hand, and then he stabs him in the top of the head and slams his face into a monitor. He's dead.
Yeah.
Coolest death.
Yeah.
I mean, if we got like 3 sort of bad guys,
Yeah.
but his was...
The other 2 are like completely non-events.
Yeah.
His is the better one.
Meanwhile, the Tomahawk's on its way to Honolulu is shot out of the sky by one of the jets. The other one, though, they can't for some reason.
Yeah.
They can only shoot one.
Yeah, they're like, well, what about the other one? It's like, it got through, so we'll get it.
Yeah.
If he caught up with the first one.
Yeah, you're in a fucking jet.
Yeah.
And there's more than... Surely they sent more than one jet. I've only got one bullet and I've used it on the...
Yeah, what about the other one? We only planned for one.
Yeah.
We had 2 plans.
Who
You
fires
want
2 nukes?
Yeah, you want a lot of plans.
Yeah.
Like, we're only so many men.
Who would have thought one person would fire 2 nukes at
Yeah.
the same place?
We
He's mad!
it's unheard of.
Can't accommodate for that kind of insanity. But Steven Seagull, he manages to stop it from the ship using codes and stuff.
Yeah.
And it
a
self-destructs.
disc.
Yeah.
Disc
He's
that
got
was-
the codes and he MacGyvers it.
Yeah. There's a disc that was alluded to at the beginning of the film, then entirely forgotten about until the end of the film. And yeah, he just like goes, oh, it's like just to the bare seconds.
Yeah,
and they're like,
it's
right, the codes are this. And he goes and he reads it back. Just put it in!
So just to confirm, it's
Yeah.
987.
Bye-bye, Hawaii!
Oh dear! But no, he does it. He MacGyvers it, and it self-destructs. And everyone in the war room cheers, and the hostages are freed. And they all gather on the deck of the ship, and Steven Seagull kisses Miss July 1989. Where that came from, I don't know.
There's
Had no sort of romantic connection
whatsoever
at all. Not even like flirting, really.
And it's a horrendous, it looks like she doesn't even see it coming. It's just like, here's
How
a
about
move.
You want to see something hot, you woman here?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so they have a kiss, and then I assume they bang, and probably once, and don't live happily ever after.
No.
The
He
ship
becomes an alcoholic. Oh no, doesn't he go? He goes on to save a train.
Yeah, it's the second one. The ship arrives in San Francisco, and they bury the captain. And Miss July 1989 now has a Navy uniform.
Yeah, which isn't allowed by.
Yeah,
the
I don't
Navy.
think you can just
No.
Here, you can borrow one of ours. So
Yeah.
I don't think that she's not actually in the
But
Navy.
it's not a costume. It's
Yeah.
a uniform.
Yeah, or maybe they're like, you know what, she was so good, let's just make her
Yeah.
a
She's an
cadet,
honorary
Navy cadet
ensign.
thing. Yeah. And so yeah, they've buried him at sea, and they're all stood there on the deck. And Steven Seagull, he gives a salute, and we fade out. The
Yep.
end. Fuck yeah. What did you think of this film?
It's dumb as fuck. It's a complete carbon copy of Die Hard, just set on a boat.
Yep.
I mean, there's not a single original minute in this film.
No.
The dialogue's terrible. Pretty much every performance is pretty bad. But
you-
still, I wasn't bored.
I do like Tommy Lee Jones in. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I like
Tommy-
Tommy Lee Jones in everything.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I take that back because Tommy Lee Jones is great. And Gary Busey is Gary Busey.
Yeah, he's very watchable.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Other than that, and Erika Eleniak, gotta
Yeah.
give her a due.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is stupid as hell. But yeah, it's not it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just a fun movie. And it feels like not much even happens.
Well, it doesn't. Like,
no, there's no like
Yeah.
I guess they're meant to be like big set pieces, but it's just like meh.
It's almost like the film takes place in real time. Like all those events happened in an hour and a half.
It does feel like
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird because it's all set in one. There's no like the next day. It's all set in
It's
like
all
one
contained,
event.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does feel like it is like a series of events that only lasted about
Yeah,
what,
so there's
50,
this
90
massive,
minutes.
like what could have been like a cataclysmic event was like an hour and a half. Like-
Yeah.
or an hour even, because then you had the build up.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
They're on and off that ship in an hour.
Yeah. So well done, Steve.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's very much like some of those sort of 80s action ones that we've covered, like the Arnie ones in the past. But yeah, it's not a good film, but it certainly ain't a bad one.
No, not at all.
No.
Like I've seen a lot worse.
I think I'd only ever seen this once before, like many years ago.
I think when I was a kid, when it first sort of came out, I watched it a few times. Like I think it was one of those films. like, if you went round your mate's house, it was one of those films that always went on for two reasons. Like, Steven Seagull killed a few people. Erika Eleniak.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. So I think I've seen it more than once, but it's been such a long time I couldn't really remember it. So like, but yeah, it's.
I've also only ever seen the second one once.
I don't think I've ever seen the second one.
I think we might have to do it. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I know. I
So
saw
we
that.
might as well do it. Second one is, I think, just the same film but on a train.
Yeah, yeah. There's not much in the way of plot difference as far as I'm aware.
But no Tommy Lee Jones.
No, and no Erika Eleniak.
No. No.
So you've removed all the best bits.
Yeah, basically. Now we just have Steven Seagull. Any trivia on this?
I looked and I couldn't find a lot. I mean, I just assumed with it being a Steven Seagal film that there'd be loads of like everyone hates him.
Yeah.
But no, I did find one that made me laugh when I read it, which is at the time this film was a huge hit in video rental shops on VHS tape. However, the stores had to continually replace their copies as Erika Eleniak's striptease sequence was frequently worn out from being constantly rewound and replayed by viewers.
So, yeah, before the internet, this is what you had to do.
This is it.
So, we'll be back next time, either with Under Siege 2 or Twilight Part 2.
Cool.
Yep. Thanks for listening, watching, whatever, and enjoy your life.
Bye.